What's up, guys, and welcome back to the SLTV Pro Series Season 11. This is Game 2 of the best of 3 between London Conspiracy and Duza Gaming. Currently, London Conspiracy up 1-0 after an hour and change slugfest. Ended with Mega Creeps, except not really, but they ended up getting it done anyway. We're here in Game 2, and Duza, they put up a pretty decent performance in Game 1, but just fell short, so I don't really think they have to change up too much in order to win. I'm Mike Loris. Coucher, what do you think Duza have to do, if anything? Because I don't really think they have to change by that much.
I think the only change is that don't go for core Earth Shaker. It's just not stable enough, I think, of a pick. You definitely need to snowball with that hero, and even if you do that, you just usually jump in, maybe blow up one hero, and then die yourself. That has almost always been how core Earth Shaker works, unfortunately, so just... if they avoid that, they're going to have a pretty good chance, but London Conspiracy going for a completely different start to the draft as in game number 1, a Lion Troll start.
10 seconds.
There's been a lot more love for Lion lately. A couple of recent tweaks made him a lot more desirable, and man, I've always been a fan of Lion. Like, he is really bad after he uses his skills. Like, he is so easy to kill, he can't do anything. But Hex as a level 1 skill, 2.5 second point click disable, doesn't get much better than that. Troll Warlord picked up rather early though. I think you could justify Lion, you could argue the Lion pick early on. Troll Warlord is someone who 9 times out of 10 will be available to you as a 5th pick.
Dire team ban.
Well, we'll see what's going to be the pick. If you're Duza, do you plan on banning maybe like a Faceless Void, or never mind, going to be a Meepo ban?
Radiant team
I guess Meepo Troll definitely is a devastating combination, just 5 Meepos right-clicking away at you and you're just going to go down with like 1-2 seconds. But I still think Faceless Void would be a decent hero, although I guess Lion doesn't really need the Faceless Void to combo up, as usually like a Def, or not a Def, or the Witch Doctor or Ancient Apparition would like to have a Chronosphere there.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
how would you rate the chances of an IO Tiny now for London Conspiracy?
Well, a lot less now that they have a Beastmaster. I think before they picked up the Beastmaster, that would have been really sweet. I thought they were gonna pick up the Slark actually, but they decided to ban it out instead. London Conspiracy, they are definitely pulling out something a little bit different here. What they have is a hell of a lot of attack speed, but I mean, Troll Warlord benefits from attack speed. He has got the bash. They need someone with some sort of on-hit effect to truly make usage of this, or pick up like Maelstroms, stuff like that, bashers. But I mean, this is where I thought Slark would be reasonable. If you third pick Slark, you pick a Beastmaster later. Alchemist, okay. They're just looking to max out on attack speed and then, I don't know, spam bashers. The lack of bashers last game maybe is going to be redeemed by an abundance of bashers in this game.
It definitely might come out, and well, London Conspiracy, at least they're not afraid to just show us something different than Alchemist. With the recent changes, Grievous Greed got a little bit buffed there. So theoretically he should be viable. It's just a matter of now that how aggressive do Duza go. The supports, the Ogre and the Vengeful, definitely a pretty damn strong roaming pair, so if they want to, they might just stop London Conspiracy from properly farming up, getting their core items, just kind of hit before LC are actually able to teamfight properly. But it really depends on the next picks for Duza. Maybe if they want to go for Medusa, it probably won't be a bad pick. Up against melee heroes, if you get like an Eye of Skadi, gonna be excellent. Ogre Magi will be there with the Bloodlust to back her up, as will the Vengeful with the Vengeance Aura. So if they want to go for like a really late game carry, Duza can go for it, but I'd somewhat prefer an aggressive just choice there for them.
Yeah, they can decide to go for a late game hero, but knowing you're up against an Alchemist and Troll, even though Alchemist looks like right now he's going to be played as support, you're going to have to deal with bashing, and there's not many good ways to deal with that except for evasion and crossing your fingers, so maybe that wouldn't be the best way for Duza to go. I mean, you said Ogre Magi, Vengeful Spirit, a very aggressive roam comp. Even though Alchemist isn't as tanky as Ogre Magi innately, he and Lion, who, I'm assuming that's the support duo for London Conspiracy, if they are also going to be roaming around, they could also put a lot of work in. Like, they're going to be ganking into a lane with Troll Warlord, who could do quite a bit to help. Beastmaster can occasionally do things to help. Once he gets to level 6, then that's going to be very easy for London Conspiracy to set up a couple of kills with. For Duza, they know that they're up against 3 melee heroes, and I think that should be most of how they are going to counterpick. I actually think that going for something like a mag right now isn't going to be the worst idea in the world. And we'll see what they actually want to pick up right now. 10 seconds left. They're kind of running low on time.
5 seconds
They know, okay, well, it's not necessarily a mag, although it's pretty much the same thing. You get the cleave, you get a lot of damage out of him. Sven as the carry with Ogre Magi Bloodlust backup, with Vengeful Spirit, with her damage abilities as backup. It's a reasonable pick for Duza. In a man fight, Sven, well, he'll just chunk you down. It doesn't matter how much attack speed you have if you die in 2 or 3 hits. I think Coucher died. So,
Okay, being muted is always fun, but
he's live.
the mag, I mean, definitely a smart man from LC coming out now, but for Duza, Sven without IO, I've seen it work out a couple of times, but I guess LC they don't have too much to kite around with, although Beastmaster Spore will go even through BKB, but that might not be too big of an issue in a sense that Duza, I mean, every single one of their heroes has some kind of lockdown, and Timbersaw usually you would want to pick up that hero when there is no lockdown whatsoever on the enemy side, but is this now then the Beastmaster Lion support with the Alchemist core?
Yeah, I don't really know how you're supposed to lane this. I think the Timbersaw is a fantastic hero against the Sven and the Tidehunter. You could put some serious damage in early on, but with the attack speed kind of minor sub-theme that the London Conspiracy have going on right now, they're very much so in the we're just going to right-click you to death kind of strategy, and Timbersaw is not one to benefit from that all too much. So Timbersaw needs his lane, Troll needs his lane, Beastmaster doesn't necessarily need a lane, I suppose, but yeah, I don't know. For London Conspiracy, the lanes are going to be really awkward. For Duza, it's going to be a little bit more straightforward, although last pick Clinks, which was supposed to be a mid-hero last pick, could still be going there this game, although with Oleg grabbing the Sven, maybe we're going to be seeing a mid-Sven, maybe dual lane with Vengeful Spirit. I don't know if I've seen that before, but it seems like it could work pretty decently against, expectedly, a solo troll.
I would just expect them to probably swap roles a little bit. Send, I think, Clinks mid with Sven, Ogre, and Vengeful being on the safe lane, but we'll see. It definitely wouldn't be too bad to have the Clinks safe lane, just guaranteed farm. Get the Orchid, which is going to be excellent against, well, really any hero, but especially the Timbersaw. So even though Clinks doesn't really carry a stun with him, if he gets the Orchid, it's going to be almost just as good as a stun against the Timbersaw, maybe even better in some sense, but we'll see how they actually want to lane this. I mean, LC's lineup is definitely, maybe I'd say, more execution heavy or definitely weird to look at.
Yeah, like these heroes are more of the fringe heroes than we ordinarily see. Unless you're Denial, you're probably not going to be seeing a Beastmaster, and I don't actually think I've seen a Beastmaster being picked up by much of anyone outside of Denial, but who knows, maybe it'll work out for them, because it's going to shut down the series if they actually do manage to pull a W, but they're going to let out into their lanes. We got Madra playing the Alchemist down towards bottom, with Spartan joining him as a support Beastmaster. Lion is joining that tri-lane. Skank is going to be playing that hero, and these wings on Lion look so stupid, like I can't even begin. Keezer's going to be playing the mid lane Troll, and up towards top it's Relax as the Timbersaw. Duza, they're looking for something in the jungle right now. Their level 1 is really scary with the trio of stuns that they have. It looks like they shouldn't find anyone here, though.
But Keezer in the meantime, does find Manager, who is playing the Clinks with, well, Limbo on the Vengeful Spirit, leaving Oleg on the Sven as Captain Love on the Ogre Magi, probably gonna stay as an aggressive trident, we'll see, and it is going to be Lolik on a Tidehunter to go towards the mid lane. That is probably like one of the last heroes we maybe would have expected to see in the mid lane. It's definitely has been seen before, usually Tidehunter, or sometimes it used to be the counter to an IO tiny mid lane, for example. But Tide mid, I mean, I guess it's nice. Fast level 6. Probably a decently timed blink as well to follow, but he's going up against Troll, and how well does a Tidehunter even fare against the Troll?
He'd much rather be up against a Timbersaw, Alchemist, or Beastmaster, let's just say. Like, Troll will have enough range most of the time to keep himself safe from the Anchor Smash, and that really represents the Tidehunter's best way at controlling this lane. There will be times, like right now, where Keezer gets a little bit too close, gets hit with the Anchor Smash, and he won't really be able to do exactly what he wants. But if he keeps in range more than he keeps in melee, then Keezer will be just fine. And with Whirling Axes, with the double nuke, you'll be able to put a lot of damage to Tidehunter very quickly. Whereas for Tide up against the Troll Warlord with Poor Man's Shield, there's really no way that he'd get this kill. So this is usually a okay mid lane choice as far as, you know, where you want to put your Tidehunter, but In this game, I don't really think it's going to be doing fantastically. He's not going to get completely shut down, but he's not going to shut down the Troll Warlord either. It's kind of a wasted potential situation where if Tidehunter was up against any other of these melee heroes, he would be doing such a better job.
Most likely so, as Captain Love will be able to run away before Skanks really goes for any disables, although Earth Spike lands onto Manager just for some harass. Oh god, the Wild Axes following actually bring Manager pretty damn low, but unfortunately Alchemist there, especially having gone for Greevil's Greed, can't help out at all. I mean, Alchemist, not the hero I would expect to see in an aggressive tri-lane, at least not with Greevil's Greed.
Yeah, Alchemist in an offensive tri-lane actually isn't too terrible. Concoction is pretty darn sweet, and if you have any sort of right-click damage, or if you have any sort of stuns, then an Acid Spray on the deck with right-click follow-up can do a lot of damage, but Greevil's Greed level 1 is certainly not the skill that you want to pick up if you're going to be laning an Alchemist like this. It's nice to have the extra gold, maybe pick up a Fast Ring of Basilius for the lane or something like that, but outside of that, like, you need to be able to contribute to killing potential, because if they had a level 1 Concoction there, Manager would have died. It would have been really, really easy. So now that they do have it, they have a little bit more power, and now they have Hex also. Manager, though, he's going to get into his Wind Walk. Stun is going to be thrown, though, after Hex, and Manager, a couple more right clicks. He's going to die to the axes. Spartan's going to claim first blood.
He was so close to actually getting the dodge from the axes as well. He was anticipating them, but unfortunately, the place he was at, there wasn't enough wiggle room for him there. So nice first blood from the aggressive tri-lane. I guess Alchemist will kind of get even more of a free time farming up now. So nicely done. Mother does get stunned up by Captain Love. Was hoping for the creeps to maybe do a little bit more damage, although 4 range creeps still brought Mother down pretty damn low. There's the Ignite as well. Mother has to be careful. Eats a Tango. God, he might even die here. He's going to throw out the stun. Tries to choke out in the trees. Trying to Tango up as well. Captain Love, if he's going to get the kill, he's going to be a freaking hero in my eyes. But, well, in the end, Mother does manage to choke things around. And Captain Love, he might be able to run away if he just eats the correct trees. Because he's pretty damn tanky, and, well, Lion, his disables might not be enough, but with the Concoction being channeled, it's going to be so. With the Hex, Tower helping out a little bit as well, a few more right clicks, I think it should be enough, although he's pretty tanky. Manager comes in as well, Captain Love. Oh my god, he's going to survive one more right click, Mother. I'm not going to catch up, and he's probably going to die on his own. Okay,
so try to do some fancy footwork, but that's not going to work. Okay, so that was a very minor misplay by LC. They wanted to chain stun perfectly, and that is certainly worthwhile. However, this is one of those situations where you don't want to chain stun perfectly, because Hex, even though it is a very, very nice disable, they are still moving. If the Alchemist actually just threw his stun, the tower would have stayed, or he would have stayed in tower range, and just one more tower shot would have done it. So if LC just dumped all their skills there, it would have gotten a kill, but they try to optimize, and end up doing so, but it's the wrong time to optimize. So it's unfortunate for them that they cannot get the kill on the Ogre, and Ogre is like one of the tankiest heroes in the game, so they were really close, but close is not going to get you a cigar.
Yeah, and also just Klinks ending up with a kill from that as well is pretty damn huge for Duza. Last hit wise, they are even with the Alchemist, or close enough to even at least. Manager probably will get the last hits under the tower with the help of the Searing Arrows. Bottom lane though, Relax, up against 2 stuns still on the Timber Saw, doing 11 and 0. Not too shabby at all, level 4.5, almost level 5. So not going too bad, but Manager, it really looks like LC, they want to keep on applying the pressure, but at the moment just not finding the perfect opportunity. Ogre though, having regioned up in the base, looks like top lane will not be the just destination for him, so gonna try to help out get the kills. Relaxed, double stun, can get the Timber Chain away, might even survive, but the movement speed from the Warcry is a little bit too much for Oleg. So finally they get the kill as Alchemist, well, they find Klinks, and Captain Love, I think is gonna be just fast enough to escape.
Yeah, ganks happened at the exact same time. It was very easy, just walk in, dust, spike, hex, all that good stuff towards the Klinks, and then obviously what you said, down towards the bottom lane. So making an even trade overall in the lanes, and well, Timbersaw is definitely a hero that requires less than the Klinks in order to get going. Really all he needs is levels, whereas a high level Klinks with no items is not really going to be the most terrifying hero in the game. So it's fine for LC to be making these types of trades. And, well, if they keep making these types of trades, then obviously with Madra packing that Greevil's Greed, he's going to be getting a lot more benefit out of this free space. I mean, Oleg with the Cleave also has some good work to do as well, but definitely not as much. He's going to get into another fight with Relax. 1 stun is there. Double stun, not quite there. 1 mana short. It will come up, but it's a little bit too late to get the kill convincingly. They will put a couple more right clicks into Relax. Still alive right now, trying to juke. What is it with this game and everyone trying to juke? He will get over to the other side of the trees. Is he going to go back over? I think he should. Relax. Oh, he's luring Limbo in. This is going to be not a kill because he doesn't have enough mana for Whirling Death. Oleg's coming in, has a hammer to throw, and Relax should be dead here. Unless, here we go. He's going around the tree. Okay, now he's dead. It was close, but yeah. Again, close doesn't actually do anything for you.
So Mana screwed over Timber so pretty damn bad there. He was so close to getting 2 kills, but well, once again for LC, close just is not enough for them. So they lose the Timber, so once again, feeding his Sven is definitely not the thing you want to do because that hero's just peak phases rather early on with the God Strength. He can do so much damage, and with the amount of lockdown that they have, Sven is going to have a lot of uptime as well. But at least mid lane, for example, Troll is still leading against the Tidehunter. Tidehunter not doing too bad. Limbo might be in trouble though. The Whirling Axes come, the Wild Axes rather come out as well. Or both axes, I would have to say. Keezer is going to be fast enough to escape. Maybe Lolik has the Ravage. The Dust is popped to slow down Manager, but Spartan will be the casualty of war, I think. Hawk will get brought down as well. Manager easy 40 gold, but Spartan no boots means I think no escape unless Lolik pops the Ravage. The slows from the Whirling or Axes. Come on, Spartan. No, come on, no boots, just not fast enough.
Pale from the low ground even, trying to save him. Beastmaster is a very tanky hero at this stage. 5 armor, something like 700 base HP, or I mean HP right now. And of course he has the medallion armor helping him out as well. But even with all that, if you don't have boots, you're not going to escape those types of situations. So making it even 1-for-1 there. Over towards top lane, Madra might be in a little bit of trouble. He's spotted out now by an Observer Ward, but Clinks and an Ogre Magi, not quite enough to kill off an Alchemist unless they chain stun him. It's going to be the Tidehunter to take a fall mid. And Tidehunter, pretty much everyone in this game has been screwed over by Mana Pool. At least the Venge has. If she had 1 more mana when they were trying to go for the Timbersaw, that would have been such an easier kill. Tidehunter didn't have Ravage previously. The Timbersaw got screwed over. Everyone has to make sure to either pick Crystal Maiden or count your mana a little bit more closely. Regardless, Tidehunter is going to take a fall. Has a couple of Ancients, only 2 stacks actually available for him, and it's going to be Limbo to get caught in between a Timbersaw, a Beastmaster, and an Alchemist who's already shaking up his stun. We'll throw it. We'll get Chain Stun in the process. God Strength already there. 1 hit, 2 hit. Gonna chop him down with double damage and God Strength. Now Relax has to go as well. Spartan gonna try to turn around and fight. Pure damage from the Timber Chain. Gonna do quite a bit to the Sven, but really not enough because Oleg, you have to give him a very wide berth. He also has backup incoming. Here comes the Hex from the Lion. Spike is there as well. Will be interrupted first of all by Spartan, who will get hit with a stun, but it will be Relaxed to take a hammer. Too late to save the Sven though. Now Captain Love being chased down by Keezer, going to pop the ultimate, looking for something. It's a Ravage on the back end though. It's going to kip onto 2. Skank's in a lot of trouble right now, and it's still Keezer fighting up against all the supports. I don't think he's going to kill off anyone right now, especially with that Anchor Smash minus damage. Limbo looking for another stun. Will have it in time. Keezer looking to fall right now, and well, Timbersaw can't really help him. Lion can't really help him either. Score 7-7, and this game is an absolute bloodbath. I did not expect the Tidehunter to sneak around back there. It actually might not be done just yet because Timbersaw is being stalked by a Clinks. Doesn't have that much mana. No mana for Strafe, but with the minus armor from the Venge, that will be enough to kill off the Timbersaw. Is that it? I think that just will be it. So I have no idea who actually came out ahead after all of that. Just
it was Duza. They killed 4 and they only lost 2, I think. Plus Alchemist died as well, which was a pretty huge deal. I mean, rather farm, but Limbo will see Spartan. Spartan has his ultimate as well. They want to go mid lane onto Oleg, but he does see things coming, so he's going to back off in time. Alchemist back to the top lane with his Hand of Midas, tries to farm up, but that's Sven with God Strength and double damage. This Alchemist, he died to like what? 3 right clicks, I think it was? Well,
Stormhammer and 2 hits.
Yeah, that Alchemist you would think is a tanky hero, but I guess no tank items yet. Nothing to give him strength for anything, and didn't have the Chemical Rage activated at the time either. They were definitely thinking that they're going to get an easy support kill there, but weren't expecting the Sven to just show up.
And when Sven does show up, like at level 8 Sven, usually that's not a hero that you're scared of. But with God Strength already prepped, and of course that double damage rune, he was able to do so much more damage than LC were really able to handle. They killed him off in the end, which is, I guess, nice. But by the time they killed him off, it was way too late. He already went on his rampage, and then he died a happy man, I suppose. But right now, Duza, they are getting quite a bit of farm on the Sven, getting all those kills, certainly helping him out as well. But Alchemist has the Hand of Midas going, and this is a very dangerous hero to get Midas on. It's a very fragile hero at certain times, and looks like we might be seeing that right now. It's very easy to punish a Midas pickup on the Alchemist, and looks like he will pop the Rage first of all. Now he has a chance of surviving, especially with Lion here. Double stun onto Madra, though, taking a lot of damage. Gonna shake the stun, but it's too late. He's already dead.
The searing arrows are just so damn strong, and now Sven has a Mask of Madness as well. Thank God for LC that it's only a level 1 God Strength at the moment, and Relax doesn't have too much, at least has the Arcane Boots though on the Timber Saw. And well, he has level 8 of course as well. As long as he can connect on the Chakram, he's probably gonna be fine, but it's just Alchemist, he needs so much free time, doesn't even have a single point into Acid Spray either at the moment. So I still think that if you want to play an Alchemist, you should probably just make sure that it's gonna get like absolute massive safe lane free farm to actually make good use of the Grievous Greed. But well, at the moment, 7-9 the kill score. Looking at the graphs, it's still a 1k lead for LC in net worth XP, about 500 to 600 for Duza. So game is pretty damn even. But I think Duza, they are getting their necessary items. I mean, Mask of Madness and Sven. Unfortunately, Blink is still quite a ways away from Tidehunter.
Yeah, Tide has not been having a good time. Again, he's only had a double stack of Ancients for 12 minutes now, I suppose. So can't really get too much done with that as far as getting a huge amount of acceleration. His Ravage was good, and he got a couple of kills off of that arrival on the bottom lane, but the Tidehunter Ravage is going to be a huge part in Duza's ability to take fights. Like, just more stun time for Oleg to go to town, for the Clinks to go to town. And by the way, Oleg has another double damage rune, so there's that, and a Mask of Madness. He could actually just kill off 2 or 3 people before they are unstunned from the Ravage, so that's pretty darn dangerous. He's going to use that with Lolik in the mid lane, try to push down this tier 1 tower, and it looks like even though Skanks is here with the Finger of Death, and Keezer, well, actually, with the Finger of Death, they might be able to snipe out someone, but it looks like it's not going to happen. This game looks like it's going to drag on late again, and well, when you have an Alchemist on your side, usually you're pretty happy with taking things late.
Usually so, but Alchemist not the greatest of just super late game carries either, just because usually the main benefit of Alchemist is that you get to the 6 slot phase a lot faster than others, and then you're just way too powerful for anybody to deal with you. But we'll see how it's gonna pan out for either side. At the moment, Spartan is hunting for something as well, has the Primal Roar ready. If they find the support, Primal Roar into Chakram, just Timber Chain, Whirling Death. Easy kill on paper. Mid lane though, they want to go on Lolik, they get the slow, Finger of Death is used as well, but the Ravage comes out thanks to the Kraken Shell of course. Now the stun from the Magic Missile. Well, that completely backfired.
That is not how that was supposed to go. Lion Troll Warlord trying to go for a very tanky hero, and I mean, Lion has some pretty good damage with the Finger of Death, Spike level 3 as well. Just not enough to deal with that Tidehunter. Magic Stick being hero there as well, and now the crack back onto the tower. Madra and Spartan gonna try to make something happen. They have the Roar. Lolik can take that one. Actually, no, Oleg can take the Roar, whereas Lolik can take the Concoction. Madra falling short to kill it off Lolik. Acid Spray not gonna do it either. They need just a little bit more damage to kill off this Tidehunter, but they split the focus, and now Tidehunter gets to live, unless actually Timbersaw is in hot pursuit, but he's going to guess the wrong way. Yeah, he guesses the wrong way, and he's not going to get him. Greedy play by LC, trying to go for both, ending up getting neither. And I guess they hold on to their tower, but man, that should have at least been 1 kill for them.
Definitely 1, if not even more even, but they're still smoked up in the enemy jungle. Don't think Duza has too great of an idea that they are there, so if they get Oleg, it's kind of gonna just justify what just happened, although even then Duza will still be ahead a little bit, I think. But can they get the kill? They should, although Mask of Madness is just gonna run the other way around. Nobody to stop him, my freaking god. And he's running to a place where nobody expects him once again. But there's a Shadow Blade pickup in the meantime on the Alchemist.
The Sven actually teleported down to the bottom lane. They're gonna drop 3 stuns, 4 stuns on the Keezer, and they'll get the kill. Man, that was a smooth TP from the Sven. Smooth Mask of Madness usage. Troll Warlord was none the wiser. Now 7-12 in Duza, slowly but surely pulling ahead in this game, but that's only just with the kills. London Conspiracy still hold a very slight net worth lead.
Mid lane though.
Yep, mid. Manager is going to get caught in the Chakram. He's going to get spiked. Now Roar onto Lolik as well. This time he doesn't have a Ravage to bail himself out. He's completely surrounded. Can't even move. And he will go down. Now, those are the type of pickoffs that LC really want.
So the first showing of the Shadow Blade from Madara, extremely successful. Getting 2 core heroes at the same time. Of course, this time around, I'm almost certain that they had the timing down on the Ravage cooldown. Or at least close enough to it that they knew that there's no Ravage to fight into. So they got the 2 kills, but now there's a Blink Sven and Blink Stormhammer with God Strength, Mask of Madness being there. I just hope that LC, at least maybe like the Troll Warlord, is getting a BKB, but he has himself an Ogre Club, so I guess the BKB will be the item of choice for him. But if you're the Alchemist, do you also still go for the BKB, or do you go for something else before?
It's very easy to say just go for BKB, and I think that is a reasonable pickup this game as a first item. Sven will still be doing a lot of damage through a BKB, as well as the Clinks, but you really need to deal with the Ogre Magi, Venge, and the Tidehunter Ravage. So BKBs on everyone, I think, for LC at some point down the line really is, if assuming Alchemist just keeps playing aggressively with the Shadow Blade, he can get any item that he wants and several items very quickly. But right now, Duza, they have the Ravage. They're going to push down top lane, and I don't think LC should defend this. Maybe throw a Chakram or something, but actually, never mind. Relax is nowhere near this. They're going to sack this.
Yeah, it's probably the better decision as well. I'm pretty sure they're aware now that Loic does have his Ravage once again. The thing is that with Duza, they can just keep on going. They still have the God Strength, they have all of their ultimates. What's to stop them from just trying to do the same to the tier 2? Well, I guess they do back off themselves. So the game of chicken was won by LC for now. But the Alchemist, considering that he got a decent-ish start, had a rather fast Midas as well, he's not that far ahead in Nurture, to be honest.
Oh, bottom lane. Oleg going to get Hex after he used the hammer on the Lion. Here comes Spartan, but he will not go for the Oleg. Oh my god, they will get the kill in the end. Now the access to fly. Oleg in a little bit of trouble. Has the Ravage, but the Chakram's going to clip and he's going to go down. Lion with the fast fingers is going to get out of there alive. Madra, though, maybe not as lucky. He's going to try to chop through the trees, but now he has to fight to the death. And his death is swiftly incoming. He'll throw the stun, but he will go down. Still 2 for 1 that LC should be happy to make. And then, wow, Sven, I mean, he threw the hammer, but Lion was so ready for him with that Hex.
So, really well done there. Just, that's the strength of the Lion as well, the Hex being immediate. I mean, thank God for Duza that there's no Blink yet, and doesn't look like the Blink is going to come out anytime soon, just because Spartan, I think, is the one support that's getting the farm. I'm not too sure how big of a fan I am of that, just because Lion with a Hex is just a completely different matter than one without. Can still be an extremely strong hero even without the Hex, of course, or the Blink rather. But in the meantime, Keyser does bring down the tier 1 top lane, getting closer to this BKB, about 400 gold off now. So not looking all that bad. I mean, Troll as well as the Alchemist, they are farming up. Looks like Alchemist has picked himself up in Ogre Club as well. So in this game though, for LC, I just wish they had like a support that first of all would be able to farm reasonably fast, as they're gonna get Limbo, get hexed up, get the kill, Primal Roar, not even needed, wasn't cooldown anyway, but E-Blades would be nice to just shut down the right clicks of Duza for a little while. Or just Heaven's Halberds, for example, will also be nice if the supports can get them.
And Beastmaster with a Halberd is pretty legit though. I mean, generally in Beastmaster, he only needs levels, that's all he needs. Anything else, like, he's not going to be transitioning into a huge right-click roll most of the time. He just wants to stay alive and offer, you know, another boar, another cast of the axe, another, maybe a little bit more time with the attack speed aura, which isn't up yet, but eventually it will be. So, I mean, both of these support heroes from LC don't really need that much. I think I'd rather like to see Skanks get this farm over the Beastmaster, but I think so far they're doing their job okay, although honestly, I think it's just because they've been going into good situations. I think most of the time, Beastmaster, what he has done for his team, even though he has a good score, any support hero could have been doing that also. So, yeah, LC, they're still doing okay right now, even with this, like, kind of awkwardly, you know, ganking support duo that's not really doing that. But, man, they're just buying more time for the Alchemist, who is going to get that BKB. And when LC have the BKB on the Troll, which is already up, and the Alchemist, maybe it's time for them to make an aggressive play towards Duza. At least, you know, try to man fight up against the Tidehunter Ravage.
Yeah, especially now that the Bloodstone will also be finished on the Timbersaw, so it's kind of, if this fight now goes well, they are smoked up after all, and they get extra Bloodstone charges, it's going to be excellent. But then again, at the same time, Blink picked up on Tide, Clinks finishes his Orchid as well. I'm not too sure if they know it yet, but if they run into Manager, they're going to find out, although they can just blow up Manager before that Dark Death Pact is activated. But they pop the dust, they need the Roar, they get it as well, but will they have enough damage? They need some bashes as well. Healer, man, Battle Trance pretty damn strong, so that's the first Blastone charge acquired for Relax.
And hopefully for London Conspiracy's sake, that's not the first, that's not the last one either. They're positioned in such a way that they can go for a top lane push, although, you know, just smoking up as a massive squad, taking out a hero at all in the stage of the game is usually pretty nice to do, and getting a Clinks is just, you know, cherry on the cake right now. Relax is going to run into an Ogre Magi. Looks like that's not going to result in anything, but LC, they're going to assert their dominance over the enemy jungle. They already have 2 pretty deep observer wards, so they know exactly what's going on, and even if they didn't, they would have the Hawk. So Duza, if they want to go into their own jungle, it's not going to be the safest for them. However, Oleg, he has an Invis rune right now, and they do see Kaiser, Captain Love, going to throw a Fire Blast. Troll Warlord's still fine. He has a BKB if he really needs it. But he's going to back off into the rest of his team. There's a fight brewing, and this is a fight with Tidehunter packing that Ravage. Madra is also Shadow Bladed up. He is pinged by, actually no, that was blue. It looks like LC are just going to make a clean retreat attempt. Oleg stun, not going to be in time. Spartan's going to be fine as well. Everyone from LC is going to live.
That was so damn close, man. For a second I was like, ugh! But nothing happened, so Geezer does make it out now, and look at the Alchemist's net worth as well. He had a couple of stacks in the jungle, a nice creep wave pushing towards the bottom lane as well, and Grievous Creep being maxed out. If you have just huge chunk of creeps which don't have too much HP, that's the perfect situation for an Alchemist as well. So he's kind of hitting his stride at the moment, suddenly 5k ahead of the Sven, where it used to be maybe like a maximum 1k difference. And has picked up a chainmail, so will be the AC next probably. And it makes sense up against the amount of physical damage there is on the enemy side, plus of course with the amount of physical damage you yourself bring with the battle trance.
More attack speed is a lot more fun, and he already has the battle trance as you said. There's now only 1 point in level, 1 point of Inner Beast for the Beastmaster, but more of that will come up soon as well. I think the scary thing for LC is that even though Madra has such an overwhelming gold lead over the Sven can still kill him, like, pretty easily. Like, if you pop God Strength, throw a hammer, get any sort of help with any sort of other hero, and Alchemist is still a very fragile hero outside of the BKB if they could keep him chain stun long enough. So Madra's getting big, and as you said, that's the power of the Alchemist. He gets bigger faster than other heroes. He's not quite yet big enough to be just an unstoppable force. And over towards mid, they're going to throw a roar over the way of Oleg. But it's going to be the bottom lane where Ogre Magi gets killed off almost solo. Oleg going to take a lot of damage from the Timbersaw, but he gets hit with the Stormhammer. Ravage as well with the Clinks here, doing a lot of damage to Relax. That's going to be his suicide. That keeps him away from the enemies, but it's a 1-for-1 trade overall. And I don't really know what happened on the bottom lane, but Ogre Magic did take a spill there. Ravage being committed, though, that is actually a huge opportunity now for LC to make a play.
It was the Earth Spike Finger of Death, and well, Sven, he has to count his lucky stars that first of all he didn't die to the burst of the Timbersaw, but that he had a regen rune. Thanks to that, they can actually go into Roshan. Wild Axes to come in, scout things out. Geezer, he's there as well. He's gonna pop his BKB. They want to go for Oleg. They need some bashes towards anything at all. Earth Spike will secure the kill as Spartan. He's silenced up, probably will go down, but Manager, he's gonna lose his own life. Hex, nope, the swap from Limbo saves his teammate. Timber Chain doesn't really connect onto the trees either, so Relax. They're gonna have to wait a little bit more time. Once again, the Timber Chain fails. The Chakram a little bit short as well. Are you kidding me, Lolik? He's gonna be able to blink out Earthspike into Captain Lam in the meantime as Troll Warlord brings down Clinks in the backlines. Sven does buy back, but BKB, the concoction being charged from Madara, they stand up Captain Love. Chakram to follow as well to slow him down, and damage of course. It could have gone a hell of a lot better to be honest, or at least a lot faster for LC, but in the end they clean up the necessary heroes anyway.
And that was actually really bold from Duza. First of all, the Tidehunter is very lucky to get out of there alive. LC, if they made slightly different plays, they could have got it done. But in the meantime, Troll Whirler was killing off a whole bunch of supports off to the side. And Duza deciding to fight without their Ravage. And this isn't like just a random fight that happened. Well, first of all, Skanks is going to just get obliterated by Sven. That happened. It's not just a random fight that just happened to break out. They tried to go for Roshan without Ravage. A Ravage there could have changed the entire flow of the fight, and Duza would have walked away with a whole bunch more kills and probably would have kept a lot more heroes alive in that situation. Awfully bold move from Duza in order to try to make that play, and after all said and done, it's going to be London Conspiracy not only to take a kill lead over the course of that fight, but also to clean up Roshan, and that's going to give Alchemist enough gold to finish up his Assault Cuirass as well. The Ravage is going to be up, so Duza don't have to worry too much about making a difficult defense on their tier 2s, but London Conspiracy, if they really want to, they can go for a tier 2 tower push and probably get it done as well. They're positioning like they want to smoke, and they will. Going straight towards mid. The Hawk is in no position to help scout out, but it's going to be Captain Love to take a roar first of all. It looks like no, Spartan slowed down a little bit. He will get the roar actually, and now Relax is going to unleash the saws. That's going to be the death of the Ogre Magi. Onto Limbo they go. Log's going to jump right in. Doesn't have a Ravage for another 3 seconds. He's going to die without it. Keys in the meantime will get bashed down by Sven, but not enough. It's going to be the line to fall from the cleave and nothing else. And the BKBs all fade, and Duza walk away with 4 deaths. LC, they lose their Lion, but that's perfectly fine for them. They still have control of the Aegis, and now they're going to go for more. Man, all they need is 3 seconds, and that would have been a 4-man Ravage.
But had it even been a 4-man Ravage, I'm not too sure if it would have been enough. Although then again, Sven coming in, dealing a lot of damage, it might have been so. Maybe if Troll still got BKB off, it could have been fine, but now, with them winning the fight, with them getting the buildings to follow, they're just getting so many items all of a sudden. There's going to be a Blink Dagger on Timber, so he's up to 12 Blaststone charges. Madara, look at the freaking attack speed!
0.22 seconds per attack. That's That's disgusting.
The game can't handle this, man. The graphics are not good enough.
He's going to get stunned, he's going to get silenced, but he has an Aegis and he really wants to use it. Raxes are down, teleportation score coming in. It's going to be Lolik throwing the Ravage, will connect onto 2. That's going to be the death of the Aegis. Relax, going to try to get himself away, but he will get stunned mid-Timber Chain and he will be brought down by an Anchor Smash. Now Madra, he's channeling a stun, will throw it. And he has support from Spartan as well as Keezer here. They're going to throw Roar over the way. Manager, who's going to take a very quick spill. Now into Lolik they go. He will get bailed out by his Ogre Magi friend. Keezer taking a lot of damage still, but should be able to clean up Lolik in the end. Oleg's going to arrive, but BKB can't throw the hammer onto the Troll Warrior. Now when you're going to take a Finger Death and the Hex. Now Captain Love is going to be focused as well. He's going to get chopped down by the Axe. A triple kill for Madaron. Keezer collects a double. Tidehunter's going to buy back, but what can a Tidehunter do here? Unfortunately for London Conspiracy, they have tier 2s to go for, so they can't instantly take another set of Raxing. But you know what? They just took a massive team fight, and they didn't even lose the Troll.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This fight, Alchemist, he's doing so much damage. So is the Troll, of course. I have Scotty helping out with the kiting and everything as well. Just really well played by LC. It wasn't looking that great at one point in the game earlier on, but it wasn't really looking too bad either, and they just got the core items. Alchemist definitely making the Shadow Blade work in his favor as well, and well, now that he has the AC, they have the Battle Trance. It's just way too much for Duza to handle, and this Lion, he's been at the right place at the right time almost every single fight.
Yeah, just a fast point click Hex, and it's been working out so well. Bottom lane Relax might take a fall here, but you know what? He already got the bottom Raxi. He's going to be just fine. Lolik going to charge forward, looking for a Gush and a Madra. It might work out, but he has a BKB. Alchemist doesn't have an ultimate, though. He's running towards the rest of the team, gonna pop the BKB, gonna start shaking the potion, throwing it the way the Manager, but it's gonna be Keezer take the stuns first, then get the BKB off. He's going to pop the BKB now, will not save him, actually it will. Oleg now gonna take a Roar, and Madra's gonna go to town, nice and pale as well. Manager will kill off the Troll Warlord in the end, but he has to worry about Madra, as well as Skanksters going to town. Look at the damage from this Alchemist, chopping through that Clinks, now going towards Lolik. Stun is being channeled, although it's not even going to matter. It will kill off Lolik in the end. After the GG is called. That's 2 Raxes, LC. They lose the Troll Warlord finally. Start things off at like 700 HP. But they absolutely destroy Duza in this game number 2. They're going to win 2-0.
Just really well played. I'm so happy to have seen actually an Alchemist work out as well. And it worked out big time. Of course, definitely the Battle Trance synergy they're helping out. So in the end, the draft synergy was there. They had the lockdown from the Primal Roar, from the Lion, and that was all they needed.
Spartan has 22 assists. My god, this Beastmaster was everywhere. But that's going to be it for now, guys. The series is going to end 2-0 in favor of London Conspiracy. There is going to be another game happening in about 40 minutes, so should probably keep the stream running for that duration. It is going to be Scary Faces versus House of Gamers, so should be a good one. Also from the Star Ladder Pro Series, or SLTV Pro Series. So be sure to tune in for that one. But for right now, we are done. I'm Mike Loris. I've been joined by Coucher. You can find us both at Mike Loris on Twitter, at Coucher at Twitter. It's all in the title. And if you like the casting in general, then be sure to hit that follow button for this channel. And also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. It's all at .com/HeflaTV. Any final words before we take a small break?
Nope, nothing. Just well played by London Conspiracy, and we'll see who's going to meet them in the final soon enough.
Alright guys, we'll be back later. GG.